There were once 80 players, 50 years or older. Now there are just 2 facing off in the championship game. Bob Vanover and Steve Mizerak. What an event. Hi, everyone. I'm Pat Scanlon. Some great pool ahead. So much about these geezers. They're ready to play with $10,000 in first-place money on the mind. Billy Incardone, one of the world champions that's going to join me on this broadcast. I guess, Steve Mizerak founded this tour. He had it all figured out.
Oh, I think he certainly did have it figured out. He produced a tournament. He's 4-time U.S. Open straight pull champion. He's all those great things to his credit. And you would think that this is his tournament. It's like a script, I mean, actually, this is a script. He's supposed to win this tournament. But the only bad thing about it is we forgot to write the ending. We don't know who's going to win this tournament. Well, I guess we're going to have to wait to find out exactly who does win this tournament. That's one thing we left out of the script.
All right, well, let me turn to our other former world champion, Danny DiLiberto. Danny, what about it? Mizerak and Vanover met before. Steve escapes with a very narrow 11-10 victory. What about tonight?
Well, I'd like to say that Vanover probably has a different ending for the script in his mind. The first match, if there was anything close to a tie, there can be no ties in pool. But in case there was, that was close because Bob miscued on the 8 on the hill, and it wound up 11-10. So, I think it's a toss-up. The only difference is one guy's left-handed, one's right-handed.
All right, well, excitement and action coming up. The opening leg when we return to the Grand Casino Biloxi right after this. At the Grand Casino Biloxi Billiards Classic, Steve Mizerak and Bob Vanover. Here's the opening leg for break.
Vanover wins the lag.
Bob Vanover wins the lag, according to tournament director Scott Smith. Here's a look at the rules for this Pro Express 9-ball championship.
Okay, we just saw the lag for the break, Vanover winning the lag. After the balls are broken, only at that time in the game are you allowed to push out. The player at the table will then push out if he feels that he needs to do that. The incoming player will then have the option to either accept the shot or pass it back to the player that pushed. Any foul, ball in hand, 3 consecutive fouls by either player is a loss of game, and naturally you must hit the lowest number ball on the table first for a legal shot.
It's a race to 11 as Bob Vanover from Dallas, Texas is ready to break. And he got the 1.
He pocketed the 1 on the break. 2-ball finally coming to a stop near the side cushion. It doesn't look like he has an offensive shot, so he's going to probably have to exercise his option of a safety of some kind here. Maybe he has the 2 cross corner, but I don't think it's available.
No, he's going to cut it and go 2 rails behind 7 and 9, or try to. He hit it a little on the full side.
And that will bring Steve Mizerak to the table. Mizerak out of Singer Island, Florida, the 52-year-old, ranked number 9 on the senior tour, 22nd in the world. Mizerak got to the final with a victory over Larry Hubbard, 11-5.
Yeah, he played extremely well in that match against Larry Hubbard, and if he continues to play as well as he did in that match, I look forward to seeing Steve Mizerak maybe even defeat Bob Vanover. But Bob Vanover, we can't sell him short because he played really a great match against Claude Bernatchez.
Well, remember Bob Vanover, who got to the finals with an 11-4 victory over Claude Bernatchez, and now he has the ball in hand. Vanover, a 64-year-old from Dallas, Texas.
Well, you remember what you said the other match about first blood. This is a good chance to get first blood, and very important to win that first match, the first game of the match.
It looks like he's fallen a little short of the mark for position on the 3 to fall for the 4, so it looks like he's going to have to just softly stroke this, go forward with the cue ball, and maybe accept a little longer shot than he would have normally had to accept had he played better position for the 3. But I think he's found himself back in reasonable line.
Yeah, he couldn't have put it any better with his hand.
And he probably would have liked to try.
Yeah. There's rules against that, of course, unless the lights go out.
And he makes the 4 and continues to move along.
He's going to have to apply a little inside English on the shot he has on the 5, and considering the position of the 6, possibly he may have to cue the ball in that fashion, which he's done, coming straight up table for position for the 6, making sure that he has an angle on the 6 to drop nicely for the 7, which is positioned to the left of the foot spot.
Here's how Bob Vanover got here. He had to come in the hard way after losing to Steve Mizerak, but he came back to defeat Dave Bowman to advance to the Final Four. And then, of course, we mentioned the victory over Claude Bernatchez of Canada to advance to the championship.
He came dangerously close to scratching in that pocket.
Yeah, any time the cue ball is positioned that closely to a cushion, it certainly makes that particular shot play a lot more difficult. And considering this is the first game of the match, that's another variable that has to be considered. It's a very difficult game to win, but for either player, and considering the position of the cue ball, I thought that Vanover negotiated that shot quite nicely.
You could see the intensity too as he reacted on his follow-through, trying to get the cue ball into position for the 8, and he's going to go down and
great shot.
Nice shot into the corner, so Steve Mizerak left a little crack in the door open, and Bob Vanover came calling, knocked through it, and has won the first game of the championship match.
The balls very well against Bernatchez. Mizerak broke the balls again very well against Larry Hubbard in his match. So therefore, in the breaking area, I think that's just about a wash. How do you see that, Danny?
Well, I'll tell you, he broke them solid there. What you're trying to do, you're trying to hit that head ball solid without the cue ball glancing all around. And if you notice, he got 7 balls on the other side of the table, but nothing went. So it was a good break that you could sleep in the street making. You know, a lot of people may not know it. I hear people say, I put the cue ball in the center, and that's how I break them best. Tables have characteristics. You got to shift it around till you find a place that they're going from.
Yeah, and that's a very important factor. You know, exactly what Danny said. If you can't pocket balls on the breaking from a certain position on the table, it's essential that you move the cue ball around until you finally do find an area on the table that you can pocket balls from. And a lot of players fail to realize that, and those are the players who usually end up on the short end of things.
And lots of times, before you find out where to break them from, the guy has 11.
Or the guy you're playing has already. Yes.
That's what I mean.
That's right. Well, this is the first of 6 stops on the Steve Mizerak Senior Tour, and first part of 1997. And certainly, this is the type of drama and quality play you expect from a championship event with both Steve and Bob, very, very accomplished players, both as professionals and now as seniors.
I think he needed to hit that with a little more authority. Positioning the cue ball solidly behind the 9. I think he failed to do that. I don't know if Vanover, that is, concede the side of the 3. Evidently he can't, so he's going to have to kick it to 3. Now, once again, this shot is makeable. He's not a favorite by any means, but it is makeable.
It's like Mizerak made on Hubbard in key part of the game.
Ooh, now can he see the 3? Well, doesn't look like it.
Well, it looks like from the offset of this match, the balls are cooperating for Vanover. But, of course, the balls are like your school girlfriends. You know, your high school girlfriends, they're not loyal. So, therefore, the balls can turn around and cooperate for Mizerak later in the match.
I'm not going near that line.
No, he means they're fickle.
Thank you, Dan.
You play a great safe, the guy kicks and safes you right back. And now you kick and you leave a guy this. Except I think he tied the 4 up.
And now Vanover will have to go to the bridge for his next shot.
Now the 3 ball is right here. That's the ball he'll be shooting. The 4 ball is tied up with the 7 on this end of the table. And after pocketing the 3 in the corner pocket, the cue ball will then have to hit here. From there, he may go here to here, maybe play a safety off the 4, cue ball back down table again.
Right. This is one of those situations where you're not trying to play position to make the 4. You want to get in a position to play safe, and he...
No ball spot except the 9.
I would shoot the 4. The 4 goes in the corner. You got to shoot it. Get on the scoreboard. He's not getting the best of the kicks right now. But he's playing it safe. He's going to try to get him on 3 in a row and win the game that way.
Well, I think that if he would have opted, which he did, to play the hook, he should have then cut off the side rail, which he didn't do, allowing Vanover to hit the side rail, contacting the 4 in that fashion. Allowing that to happen, I think that he created a problem for himself if, in fact, he comes to the table without a shot. That's a great close-up.
Yeah.
See, now he allowed Vanover to see that rail, and he really didn't have to do that. So, therefore, if Steve comes back to the table without a shot, then he can blame that on his inability at that time to snooker him solidly behind the 7.
Well, he doesn't have a shot. I mean, he can invent one, but I don't think at this stage of the game he'd want to shoot a wild bank or a cut shot. I think he's got to try to play a better safe than he just did.
I look for him to position the 4-ball behind the 7-9, sending the cue ball cross table somewhere in the area where the 5 is. And we went for the pocket. I didn't even think that was available.
But he didn't get an ideal position. You know, he couldn't shoot hard enough at that angle. The pocket never would have accepted the ball.
Now, if the 6 ball will pass the 8 that corner pocket, this shot is okay. But if it won't, then he's going to have to hit it with the speed that'll actually make that corner pocket play smaller than it actually is, and that's what he did. Yep. The pocket did play smaller. He didn't get rewarded with pocketing the ball. Vanover steps to the table, really without an offensive shot, but at least he's still at the table.
Tournament director Scott Smith taking a close look to see.
He's looking to is the 5 frozen? Because if that 5 ball is frozen on the rail, when he hits it, he has to hit another rail either with the cue ball or the 5 ball, or it's a foul.
And is it frozen?
I didn't hear the call, but it sure looked when I saw the...
That's a great kick.
This is what I mean. He didn't get a rail yet. See,
he got a rail.
He got it there. It must have been frozen because he was pulling for that final rail.
Yep.
Now, this all stems from Steve's inability to snooker Bob behind the 7 when he had ball in hand. Had he opted to shoot the offensive shot, this would have never taken place. Right. But, you know, we really can't dwell over that. That's
over.
That's spilled milk, and let's forget about that and go on.
Just another memory in one of the long senior career.
Okay, now Steve's confronted with a very difficult situation. Notice the position of the 7 ball right in front of the 5-9. The 7 ball is as big as a watermelon, and it's actually blocking off the path that the cue ball is going to be taking in order to hit the 5. So therefore, this particular kick is extremely difficult. Matter of fact, Mizerak just pushes out and says, okay, take the ball.
I know why he did that. Here's the logic behind that. He figures that no matter where Vanover puts him, he can't be in a worse spot to kick than then. And that was the logic there. He's got to have a better kick, he figures.
Well, I really don't find fault in his judgment there.
No.
I myself possibly would have done the same thing. Had I been thinking clearly, I don't know.
Yeah.
I like this shot.
It worked because now Mizerak has a potential kick, maybe even a shot.
Mizerak has a wide open shot in the side pocket, and but the problem he has here is playing position for the 6, considering the position of the cue ball so closely to that bottom cushion. Playing position for the 6 is a lot more difficult than it appears.
But at any rate, his logic worked.
Bob Vanover was about 1 rotation away, a quarter rotation away from making the 5.
Not only did his logic work, but now he appears as a genius because look at the position he's left himself in because of his excellent judgment at the table.
Now, can Miz play a combination shot here for the 9?
Exactly. Combination 7-9. This is in the pocket.
That was a gift.
And we're tied at 1 apiece. Mizerak plays the combination and evens the match at 1-1. Here's another look.
I'm glad you said that, Billy, because he did use goods, and that's just what he did. He played the percentages, and it worked out.
And that's exactly how the experienced players beat the more equipped physical players, the ones that can execute better. They beat them with experience, knowing the little tricks of the trade. And that's something that Mizerak clearly illustrated on that shot against Vanover, that is. Now, here's the 1 ball right here. Cue ball, naturally. He's going to pocket the 1. He's going to try to position the cue ball in this fashion down table for position on the 2-9 combination. So now, that's exactly what Danny said. He got lazy. He didn't hit it hard enough to get down table far enough to make this combination play much more simple than it has to be played, than it's being played now. This combination is a very difficult shot from the position that he's in.
But he's an excellent combination shooter.
And he's going to have to be.
Oh, he didn't hit that one too juicy.
He said, I missed that one by a lot.
That's a rumor.
But the 2-ball finally came to rest near the point of the side pocket. The 6-ball may be blocking the corner pocket, and even to complicate matters even more, the scratch in the side pocket is available too if he accepts a shot in the corner, which I don't think is available. He's going to have to play some sort of a safety. You know, I think he struck it.
Shot.
Yeah, he struck it very nicely, separating the cue ball from the 2-ball, creating a lot of distance between the 2 balls, and I think that he's really done well with what he had.
We've already seen a lot of strategy, a lot of more safe play than perhaps we've seen, and both players feeling one another out right now.
Well, they really have no choice but to feel each other out. I mean, if either one of them had an aggressive shot, they would have shot it. They didn't have it. And a lot of excellent control here.
Well, that was an excellent shot because of the position of the cue ball positioned behind the 5. Unfortunately, the 2 hit the point of the side pocket, catapulted it back down table near the foot spot, allowing Bob to come through the table with some type of a shot on the 2.
Well, young and old alike enjoying the championship event. And Bob Vanover enjoys that shot.
This is one of the crucial shots in this rack. He's going to have to hit it and draw the cue ball 2 cushions out of the upper right-hand corner in this fashion here, going in the direction of the 5, staying in perfect line for the 5. Now the 7 ball is the ball in between the 9 and the 8. That's the ball that he's going to have to play position for off of the 6, and that'll be the deciding ball. That'll answer the, or that'll tell the story on if he will get out this rack or not, if he's able to attain a shot on the 7.
Well, he's close enough. He's close enough to the 6 to do it.
Yeah, I kind of like the way he played position on the 6. And if we can get an overhead view, I'll explain what I mean by that. Now, here's the 6. He'll pocket the 6. He'll go 1 rail, 2 rails in this way for the 7, possibly in the side pocket.
He might be going 1 rail and shoot the 7 near that pocket where he was at. That's what he's doing.
And that's exactly what he did. And he did that because of the presence of the 9. He didn't want the 9 to snooker him from the 7, so he opted to take the path that was free of traffic, and that's exactly what he did.
Right. Sometimes you go to the path that you're least snookered on, and that's what he did. Now he's supposed to run into the 9 and have the 8.
And once again, I like to bring out the point that Bob Vanover is an extremely intelligent player at the table, and that's just one of the reasons why he has earned that type of a label as being an intelligent player, because he's just stayed away from traffic, not allowing himself to get snookered behind the 9, and then he went on to run the remaining balls on the table, capturing this game in the match.
Bob Vanover wins his 2nd game. He now on that. But it didn't get him anything.
No, all he made on that was noise.
Sometimes when a player is confronted with a situation after the break where he either has to push or kick, it's a disadvantage to push, because wherever you push, you're going to be at a greater disadvantage had you kick. This may be one of those circumstances or situations. Steve may opt to go behind the 1 if in fact he can't see the side of it, and kick the 1 up table. So he tried to kick the 1 back up table, but didn't get deeply behind the 1.
Got him anyway.
Deeply enough behind the 1. But of course, he came out of it in real good shape. And I think that he was very fortunate to do that.
Well, I think
he left the shot.
Looks like Steve can see the 1, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's really not the type of a shot you want to start off the rack with, because it's such a difficult, long shot. Narrowly missing it, really hitting it well, but not well enough to pocket the 1.
Well, I don't know if he can draw into that, too. He's got a funny shot here. He might not even shoot. He might play safe.
Oh, he opted to go to the other corner.
Kissed it off the 6 ball.
from my vantage point. I didn't know if he could do that, but evidently I was wrong. He could do that, and he did it well. Now, the position of the 3 next to the right side pocket really complicates this situation for Vanover. There's really not much he can do in regard to playing position for the 3. There really isn't accessible route to the 3.
Oh, I'll tell you, the 3-4 combination's not real tough. You know, they're close together. The 4 is a little off the rail. I think he's going to play for the combination because he can get close to that 3.
Well, that's an option, one that he may exercise, but if he doesn't, I don't see much of a future ahead for him if he doesn't opt to go for that combination. Anything else would be pure haphazard play.
Yeah, he's going to fall on this real well.
Okay, he's done exactly what you suggested that you would do, or that he might do. And now he has to come with a shot. If he's able to come with this 3-4 combination, I think he'll be able to run the remaining balls on the table, but this is a difficult shot.
Yeah, but the good thing about it is he don't have to shoot it hard and play intricate position. He could cinch this ball with the right speed, and it's a bigger pocket. I believe he'll make it.
I believe you're right.
He seems very solid when he's at the table, and right now he certainly is focused, hitting balls very, very cleanly into the pocket.
And he looks much fresher than Mizerak, by the way.
Exactly right.
Mizerak played a match recently, and the other guy's been resting.
And I really think that's a significant factor.
Sure is.
You know, when you just get done playing a match, you know, there's some wear and tear, not only on your body, but on your nerves. So therefore, it's hard to go right back into another match because you really have to rest a while, particularly when you get up there in age, as all the senior players are. So therefore, I think advantage swings to Vanover in that aspect. He's the one who's rested, like Danny said. He's the fresher of the 2, and it certainly reflects in his play at the table.
And Mizerak's been running around all day doing promotional things for the tournament, little TV shots. He hasn't been resting at all.
Well, here's Vanover now looking at the 8.
He hit that ball rather thickly, and he didn't get the movement from the cue ball that he really anticipated, falling short of the mark. Now he has to come with a rather difficult shot on the 9, but nevertheless, I feel that he should be able to handle this shot.
This for a 3-1 lead.
Uh-oh.
Well, he didn't handle it.
It went in the drink.
Yes, it did. And this is something that Mizerak desperately needed because, as we mentioned, of the 2 players, Mizerak seemed to have been the one that was out of gas. This may replenish some of that energy that...
the tank's full now as he steps to the table with ball in hand.
That was a rare Vanover miss in that he didn't even come close.
Well, Steve Mizerak will accept it. We're tied 2 apiece, the championship.
Vanover too much.
Well, I would like Bob Vanover, especially after he gave me the ball in hand on the 9 ball. And there's Steve continuing to capitalize on that mistake by Vanover and pocketing a ball on the break to stay at the table. So instead of being down 3-1, we're 2-2, and he's got a few shots on the table now.
Yes, he did. Yes, he does. And not only did he pocket a ball on the break, but notice the balls are the way they land the table. They're starting now to cooperate for Steve. The 2 balls positioned in the corner pocket. All he needs to do is pocket the 1, natural position for the 2. The 3 balls positioned to the left of the 2, in between the 9 and the 7. This is the key shot of the rack right here.
Hey, Danny, what about, you know, the Miz is always the showman, but I sense an air of seriousness right now. The time to have fun is over. Would you agree?
Well, it could be a little of that, and more so, though, the wear and tear. You know, this is really a game you got to be in physical condition, because I'll tell you, I put a pedometer on my leg one time and played. In a course of 8-hour session of pool, you walk 11 miles. So, you know, he's been doing a lot of walking.
Ooh, he just got it.
They hit it roughly, but nevertheless it fell into the pocket.
Never a doubt. Never a doubt.
Mizerak made actually an excellent shot playing position for the 3 off of the 2. He got rewarded for it by pocketing the 3, even though he hit it roughly it still fell into the pocket, and he's well on his way to capture this game and extend his lead in the match.
Rather than say rewarded, I'd say the other guy got punished because he missed that 9. And when you're playing a great player and you miss a 9 ball, things could switch around, and that's what happened here. He broke and had a pretty easy layout here.
Well, I thought he might be fearing the scratch to the left corner pocket as he was shooting at the 9. Instead, it came back at the other end of the table and scratched.
Yeah. Well, it's funny about that. When you miss the 9 that badly, the cue ball goes in that pocket 2 rails. But had you made that ball, you would have hit it fuller, and it wouldn't have gone in that pocket. So you really look like a fool when you miss.
And then you scratch.
Yeah.
Then you got 3 guys in a broadcast booth talking about you.
Yeah.
Well, that should be the least of his worries.
No. We all do that. We all do that.
Right now, he should be more concerned about the man at the table. I take that back. Right now, he should be more concerned about himself when he's at the table. But the Mizerak revitalized because of that error, the preceding rack. Seems to be getting himself in a comfortable gear.
Oh, and he misses on the 9.
And got a little lucky here with the leave, but still, when a player like Mizerak misses this kind of a shot, you don't care if the 9 ball stops on the lights. You're happy to have another shot. Anything is better than the guy making the 9, so you should never feel bad about getting a tough shot now. It's a lot better than Mizerak making that ball.
Certainly, and that's an indication of the fatigue factor setting in, and there's no question about it. The man has had a lot of wear and tear in the past 2 weeks here, and he's trying to wear too many hats and play at the same time, but you know, he's played great pool this week, and he is in the finals.
Now, what does Bob want to do here?
Well, he may have the side pocket available. From the way he's shooting it, it looks like it is. And now he's missed the 9. But, of course, these shots, the shot that Bob had wasn't a simple shot by any means.
No, he shot it way too hard. If he shot that ball softer, it would have fell in. He is right now trying to cinch shots and shooting the wrong speed.
And Mizerak, given the second opportunity, drops the 9. But Bob Vanover had an opportunity. It's 3-2. Steve Mizerak. Billy Incardona. I'm Pat Scanlon. Welcome back. Steve Mizerak leading 4-2. Makes another ball off the break. Make it 2 off the break. Well, we're going to refer to
Let's take a look at the 2. Here's the 2. Here's the 1. He'll pocket the 1. He'll draw the cue ball possibly to the rail and back out for position on the 2.
A fortuitous kiss.
Fortuitous.
That's a great angle. Now he'll do this. He'll pocket the 2 in the corner pocket. He'll swing 2 cushions. Excuse me. Try that some other time.
Well, he's going to keep it on the table, though, isn't he? There we go.
It's great. He's perfect.
He's in perfect line. Just 1 cushion up for position for the 4 on the side. That scratch on the 9 executed by Vanover, and I think way back in game number 3 or 4,
it was 2-1.
Turned out to be quite costly.
It was 2-1. Vanover was looking at going to 2-2, or 3-1 rather. I'm sorry, 3-1. Instead, Mizerak has won 3 straight.
And preparing to win another one.
And Bob hasn't been up off that chair for a while. He's kind of plopped down over there in the corner now, just watching the festivities and hoping to get back up and make a little noise.
And this is exactly the type of a match that Mizerak needs. He needs a quickly played match because I don't believe he has as much gas in his tank as Vanover has in his. So therefore, the longer this match goes, the better it is for Vanover.
Well, Vanover would like to have that shot back on the 9 that he missed, but at the same time, he can't dwell on it. You got to forget the last inning and get up there and make believe this is a new day.
And Steve Mizerak now trying to win his 4th game in a row. And he has done so. The Miz playing like a master, leading 5 show. And this was Steve Mizerak's idea, having witnessed the success of the seniors in golf and tennis and bowling. And now he is trying to position himself to win the first championship of 1997.
Yes, and if it was a script, this is exactly the way the Mizerak clan or Mizerak family would have envisioned it. Steve winning in the finals, playing brilliantly, like he is, and but of course it's not over.
Well, let's not forget that Bob Vanover once ran 9 racks to win an event back in 1984 and set a world record in doing so. So if he gets back to the table, he can make a few things happen.
He certainly can.
Good point.
Mizerak coming up dry on the break, not pocketing a ball on the break. Vanover steps to the table now, and I do believe the 7 blocks the corner pocket for the 1, so I don't believe the 1 will pass the 7 into the corner pocket.
Might play in a combination.
Maybe a combination, yeah.
Yeah.
That's a much better angle. He did play the combination, and considering the position and the angle that he had, I was surprised to see him follow with the cue ball. If he would have maybe had the ability to stop the cue ball, he wouldn't have run it back into the 1, forcing it out of position. Now he's going to see if he would have stopped the cue ball there, then he would have had a shot on the 1. But of course, by stopping the cue ball, he would have had to then hit the shot harder, and perhaps the 1 he would have lost control of the 1 in that fashion.
You know what I noticed about Vanover? I think there's one little flaw in his game, and I think it has to do with safeties. In this respect, he plays casual safes. In other words, if he puts the guy closer to the ball he's snookering you with, it cuts off a lot of the kick. You see, he wouldn't have had a kick.
Oh!
Don't you agree, Billy? You freeze the ball closer to that object ball, and it takes away a lot of kicking area. And he just seems to get up casually and snookers the guy and gives him the kick.
Well, obviously, he's as satisfied with hooking a man as opposed to suffocating him.
Yeah, well, suffocating is what you need to do when you're losing 6-2. He snookered himself again.
Well, he hit the 1 ball roughly and thickly, that is.
Right.
Had he hit the 1 ball more thinly, then the cue ball wouldn't have been the position that it's in now. It would have been
He's
another
hopping here.
ball or so.
He's hopping.
Well, he was trying to pick up the, and he did pick up the 8.
And I do believe he played that shot.
Well, again, he called it.
But he again, you don't want to be on the end rail shooting this, but he has no choice. The thing about it is if he makes it, he's going to have an easy shot. But this is not easy when you're losing 6-2. But he got up and fired.
Well,
that's a great shot.
Here's the replay on the shot he hopped.
Yeah, he played that shot. He hopped over the 5 and he banked the 2 in the direction of the 9 and the 8. The 8 ball hanging in the corner in the side pocket. All he needed to do was hit the 9. He would have pocketed the 8. He did that, and he'll just force the cue ball up table for position for the 4. If he plays position for the 5 in the side, he's making a mistake. I believe he should go 2 cushions and play position for the 5 in the corner. I believe he'll fare better if he does that. And it looks like he's going to do that.
Right.
Playing position for the side, once it's on the other side of the side pocket, could be very tricky and difficult.
He has to have good speed here, because if you shoot this a little too hard, you don't get by that point. He missed it. It skidded.
It's skidded, and what that means is that there may have been some foreign object either on the 5 ball or the cue ball where it adhered to that ball for an instant longer than it should have, and it stuck and it forced it to go forward instead of cutting it. So, or else he hit it with an inferior stroke. I don't know which, but something odd happened there.
Yeah, the ball skidded, which means it didn't cut. It stuck together a split second, and it didn't cut.
And I think he's hit this a little softly. Maybe he hasn't.
No, he's
No,
maybe he hasn't.
It's coming down to get a good look at the 6.
I'll tell you, it's starting to look like Mizerak tournament, wouldn't you say? Besides it being his tournament.
He may have to travel 2 cushions for position on the 9 on the side here, considering the angle that he has. Oh, 1, 2
Never
cushions.
a doubt. Never a doubt.
Well, he's going to play position for the 9 on the opposite side.
50-yard line.
Yeah, losing a little dignity with that shot, but nevertheless, it's a fair trade-off. He'll accept it.
Yeah, he's close enough to the ball to hit it good.
9 ball, side pocket. Steve Mizerak leading 7-2 over Bob Vanover, who had a little momentum going there for a moment.
Watch the 9.
Oh, it just hangs up.
He didn't want to win that way.
Sure he did.
He's going to shoot, it looks like.
He's going to cut the one into the side pocket. Very difficult shot, but I guess he feels it's his best chance of winning this particular game. Extremely difficult shot, hit perfectly.
Yep. Very good shot. But that's what he wants to do right now. He don't want to go through a nip and tuck, safe thing. He's tired. He wants to be aggressive and get these games over with.
Not bad logic at all, by the way.
Well, the 2.
He's got a 3-ball combination, 3-4-9.
It's no hanger.
I think it plays a little simpler than what we think, because that. You're right.
No
it is
hanger.
no hanger. It is no hanger. Let's take a look at this. I thought he was really a little impetuous in shooting that shot. I thought perhaps he should have taken a little more time.
There it is again.
Time. Yeah, it's a tough shot. You got a 3-ball combination where the balls are 8 inches to a foot apart. You don't have to hit them well, as you can see. And he's one of the greatest shooting combinations.
Well, you know, you really shouldn't have considered that a 3-ball combination, considering the position of the 9. All you had to do was contact the 9, and that would have been it.
And Bob Vanover finds a combination as he plays the 3 into the 9. Vanover came back to tie it at 10-10. And he makes the ball off the break.
And has a shot.
Yes, he does have a shot. It's not a particularly easy shot, but it's very makeable. There's his wife, Kathy,
Well, you
in the
remember,
red jacket.
remember when Vanover missed the 9 and Mizerak went on a tear? Well, now Mizerak missed the 9, so I'm sure he's going to look at this like it's an easy shot.
And being the opportunistic player that he is, I look forward to seeing him do quite well with the opportunity. Okay, let's take a look at this with the telestrator. The 2-ball that will be pocketed into the corner pocket, the side pocket that is. The 2-ball will then go here, here, and up here for position for the 3.
Oh, he was right on your line, Billy. You sure he wasn't reading this? Did he see the screen before he shot?
He's going to have to softly roll the 3 into the side pocket, or either opt to draw to the other side of the table for position for the 4 in the other corner.
Billy draws road maps in his spare time.
Oh, he's been on the road enough.
Vanover has strong concentration when he's at the table,
Ooh.
but not that time.
You jinxed him.
Can't do that.
That was the. That was mentioning the no-hitter.
Well, how about Vanover's a little tired, too? Because I never see him miss shots like that. In you know, not even close. You know, you miss those close, they hang up. He didn't even come close.
Well, Mizerak can opt to go for either the 4-ball in the upper right-hand corner or play a safety behind the 5-6. Let's see what he does.
He overcut the ball.
You know, he had a cinch safety if he elected to shoot it. But, of course, thinking offensively, it really isn't.
Back to the tiredness. He wants to get these over. He don't want to go back and forth with a safe and a bunt and all that. I thought he'd make that.
Yeah, I don't find fault with the decision that he made there. Bob hit that a little bit roughly, but despite that, it still fell into the pocket.
He hit it with a nice soft speed. That's the advantage of being able to get the cue ball to move around without shooting hard. The pocket will accept the ball.
He hasn't found his gear that he enjoys playing in. It's out there. It's up to him to find it. If he's able to find his comfort zone, get into the gear that he enjoys playing in, this match can very quickly turn around.
There's a good look at Kathy, and she's trying to will those balls into the hole.
You better believe it.
Well, I told you earlier, she said I was right about her wanting that 10,000.
You know, Kathy is a very accomplished player as well, and played on the women's tour. And Bob Vanover picks up another game. Here at the Grand Casino in Biloxi is getting everything they expected.
See, let me tell you something about that shot. He just shot that 9 in extra hard there, and it's like telling your your opponent, I'm ferocious, you know, and growl. You know, that's what that meant. That's a psychological thing. Fire it in like, I got you now.
Well, he can't wait to get back to the table there within the break box.
He struck the break very well there, and I don't think he's going to get rewarded for it.
No.
I've noticed that this table is very stingy in regard to giving up balls on the break.
Not making balls on the break. You never want to shoot a shot that you could lose with, but not necessarily win.
Karen Mizerak's a little nervous over the excellent shot. Look at the stroke that he applied. He's going to find himself.
Well, this is what I'm talking about. The shot is tough. Position is tough. He made one of it, but the other half he didn't. So, you know, he's in trouble now. I wouldn't even bother shooting that shot. I don't see anything good could have happened from there.
And really, I don't think there's very many accessible routes for him to take to get to the 2, unless he can. Well, it looks like he's trying to masse or jump over the 9.
He curved it and went in the drink.
Ooh, ball in hand for Bob Vanover.
Vanover has cue ball in hand.
You think that the thing all shifted now since he missed that 3-4-9 combination? I mean, you know, it's gone real bad since.
It was certainly a huge swing of momentum.
We figured to have a tie ball game right now.
That was definitely the biggest shot in this match for Steve Mizerak, and also for Vanover. That is that 3-7-9 combination. Had he pocketed that 3-7-9 combination, I believe he would have extended his lead by the score of 8-2 at that time. She's truly Bob's biggest fan, which rightfully so, it should be that way, but she definitely expresses her opinion when it comes to Bob, and totally adores her husband, which I feel that...
Wouldn't you be the fan of someone who feeds you?
Of course, Bob has a 41-year-old son, he told me, and a 2.5-year-old son, Grayson. And he said it's been so much fun, and in fact, Kathy said that occasionally she has to tell Bob to quit acting like the 2.5-year-old, and but he's having a great time. Look good on that shot.
Well, let's see what, yeah.
Well,
the yard line.
Yeah, he definitely played himself out of position on that rather routine shot. But, you know, there's a lot of pressure out there. And once again, they're senior players, and the consistencies seem to...
Ooh, tough shot. Five straight games to Bob Vanover.
Self-thinking in that fashion.
I'll tell you another little psychological point. He don't win 10,000 if he wins the match.
Oh, he got the 9 and another
the cue
ball,
ball.
and the cue ball.
And look at the way the balls are positioned. Oh, my. This is really ideal.
Listen to the buzz here in the ballroom.
I disagree with the 3-ball combination.
I don't.
I disagree with it because I feel that position on the 2 is imperative. From the position of the balls on the table, I believe that...
Yes, but he's trying to make easier position. You see, if he left that 3-4 there and got a little tough on the 2, he might not get to the 3 right. I agree with him there.
Notice how the 9 went in on the break, and also Vanover scratching inside. That's what allowed Mizerak at the table. No, well, anyways, that's over water. That's water over the dam. Mizerak's at the table on his way to capture this game.
Well, he got the combination to make the 3. Then he came back and made the 1. Now the 2.
That's a big shot right now.
Yeah, he just cinched that shot.
Yes, he did.
Totally disregarded position on the 4 entirely.
But only because of where the 5 is.
Exactly.
If he had to do something intricate to get from the 4 to the 5, he would have got closer to the 4.
And that's nothing more than just intelligent pool.
Right.
You know, you have to
Right.
take into consideration the way the balls lie, and certainly what he did. And this is a big rack for him. With this win, he'll need only 3 more wins to capture the title.
But like I started to say, he's not really playing to win 10,000. He's playing so he don't have to pay 10,000.
That's right.
That's Leonard Bloodworth next to Karen. He's a maker of precision cues, and he's helped quite a bit with this tournament, directing and equipment coordinator.
Well, right now, the cue stick feels pretty good in the hands of Steve Mizerak as he's about to end a 5-game run by Bob Vanover. And if he can pocket the 9 now, it's been a match of runs. Mizerak won 6 straight to go up 7-2. Vanover won 5 straight to tie it at 7 apiece.
Suspense is great.
And Steve Mizerak regains the lead, 8-7 championship.
Well, the break was due to work.
And Vanover got one on the break.
Now notice the cue ball and the 1. He can cut the 1 back into the side, sending the cue ball 2 cushions and back up this way. Very difficult shot, but I don't know. He's opted to play safe, which was once again an intelligent decision.
Great.
A lot of traffic between the cue ball and the 1 ball.
And if he hits underneath the 1 on the second cushion, the cue ball then will go somewhere in the direction of the 5 possibly, and that's where he needs speed. Now he went directly into the 1.
Hit it too hard.
But it looked like
shot you were talking about, if he shot it softer, he could have, kept the snooker there, but he decided to whack it and hope, and the ball came out. Didn't sell out a shot, but he's not snookered.
Notice the position of the 4 and the 5, if I may. Right here, well, that could be a problem for either player. They're going to have to deal with that later in the rack. So therefore, this looks like it's going to be a very suspenseful rack, considering the position of the 4 and the 5, unless something happens before the rack is concluded. That'll disturb that layout.
Well, again, Mizerak faced with the getting to the 1.
This looks like nothing more than a softly rolled shot. Oh, he got the double kiss, but I don't believe he's going to suffer much of a consequence.
No, suffer. I think he left a shot, but a long one.
Yeah, he did leave a shot. It's not the type of a shot that I'd want to shoot. I'd rather a lefty shot, and Vanover has to make sure that he stays focused here. It's a very difficult shot.
Can't hit the 4, and he doesn't.
No,
but he
he
doesn't make the
Jump straight up.
But oh, he got fortunate. He got the 1 and almost got the 9 in the side pocket.
Very fortunate shot, because again, he did the fundamentals wrong. He jumped straight up in the shot, which you can do when you're tired and pressure's getting to you.
Okay,
What do you mean by jumping up straight on a shot?
He didn't stay down through the whole stroke. Somewhere in the follow-through, he started to raise up.
Here's the 4 and the 5. They're tied up. This is the 3 ball. If he pockets the 3 ball in the corner pocket, he may try to go 1 rail, 2 cushions, and in the direction of the 4 and 5, breaking loose the 4 from the 5. Now, that shot is available considering the angle that he's left himself with.
Well, now he's left the door open for Mizerak.
Once again, though, no position. He can make the 3, but he may have to play position just to stick the 4 ball right there and play safe. It's not a spot where you play position to get the 2 balls.
Now, what I think Steve should do, I think he should walk down this end of the table to find out exactly what he has available in regard to positioning the cue ball behind the 5 if he opts just to pocket the 3 and then play safe off the 4. But he must see it differently. He's the man at the table and in control. Let's see what he does. No, I don't know if he's.
I don't
like this at all, because he really had an awkward angle, and it was a very difficult angle.
Yeah, he could have cinched the ball and then just shot the 4 straight on and played safe. He can fan this 4 on the left and with a little right-hand English, go 1 rail behind the 5 maybe, or even go long.
I guess he's looking just to position to form the center of the side cushion.
No, he tried to fan it, like I said, and come out.
Yeah,
and he got him with the 5.
Yeah, but I thought you meant he would go to the inside of the 5 with the cue ball, and
yeah, he could have tried to do that. The speed didn't lie. He of course made a great shot here. He's trying to make this. He's kicking to make this ball.
He certainly is, but at the same time, I think he's going to kick it with some speed, and kick it with, at the 2-rail fashion, hitting both cushions, the side cushion, end cushion, and then the ball. Like he did there, going it down the table, hitting it with some speed. But if you don't contact the 4, then you made a grave error, and that's exactly
grave
what
error. I got a better word for it. I call it sleep in the street stroke.
Well, it's warm this time of year in Biloxi.
Yeah.
I like playing position for the 7 in the lower left-hand corner. Now, what he's left himself is an angle to play position for the 7 in the lower right-hand corner, so he's going to have to get straight on the 7.
He's perfect.
So, yeah, well, okay, that's fine. Then he can just stop the ball for the 8 or follow it, one of the 2.
He's not stopping it because he wants to get close as possible.
Or even force it, which therefore he had all 3 options available. The one he chose was forcing it to the side cushion and back out. That's just a pure matter of preference.
Well, now the 9 for a 9-8 lead. Well, Steve Mizerak.
Which one gets the 10,000?
Well, Steve might have a little bit to say about that. He's at the table leading 9-8, and he has made 2 balls on the break.
And watch out for the 7. It may come in front of the 1. If it does, it's going to spoil Steve's plans, and that's exactly what it's done.
You don't want to have a break and run out easy layout. You can't have that. Now you got to have a lot of suffering in these next 3-4 games.
And also, this is a very difficult situation he's confronted with to push. Notice the position of the 1. Position of the cue ball. He'll push over here, leaving Bob a very thin cut on the 1 here.
Mr. Vanover has the option.
See it if he'll take it.
I tell you what, I think he gave him too good a shot.
I don't. I think that he did a fine job because I don't believe Vanover can control both the 1 and the cue ball here. So that's exactly what he's done. He's decided not to take the shot, passing it back to Steve. Now, Steve, being left-handed, probably can reach the shot and actually sight it a little bit better.
Good point. Good point. See, it's a tougher shot for a right-hander because he'd be stretching to reach it. But I think he's shooting this.
Well, he has to shoot it. He doesn't really have an option.
Great shot. Could be a defining shot for Mizerak in this match.
I am totally surprised Vanover let him have that. It's too key a spot to let a guy stay at the table. You got to shoot there.
Well, not only did he let him have it, there really wasn't any indecision out there. He just gave it to him immediately.
All right.
That finish line is all of a sudden getting a lot closer for Mizerak.
Well, not yet.
Let's take another look at the shot.
You notice how thinly he cut the ball into the corner pocket, running into the 3, but really not foiling his position play.
Now the 4.
Good shot.
That was an excellent shot. He hit it with the speed that allowed him to not run into the 7. Had he struck that ball with a harder speed, then the 7 would have come into play, but that's not what happened. He had the intelligence to hit it with the speed that he hit it with, avoiding contacting the 7, and now he finds himself in really reasonable line for the 5. Oh, my. Oh, my.
Well, Bob Vanover has his chance now. An opportunity he probably didn't feel he'd get moments ago when Mizerak cut the 1. Well, that 5 has other ideas.
Yeah.
But can he pick it up?
Nope.
No.
And I do believe it's found its way really into the pocket. It looks like it may be on the rail. I don't believe it's on the rail outside of the pocket. I do believe the 5 is in the pocket, making this shot play rather simply for Mizerak.
Right. I don't think there's any problems making it.
That's excellent speed. And Considering the delay of the 5, that speed wasn't automatic to get to the position that he ended up in.
It's kind of nice to get a shot after you miss a ball and your opponent gets up in a key spot of the match and misses it right back, and you wind up with a pretty easy layout. That's really good.
Now keep in mind, as easy as this appears, it's not a gimme. I like what he's doing. He's forcing it. He's increasing the accuracy of the shot, playing 1 cushion toward the 9.
So he had Scott Smith take the...
Too hard.
Any place within the hole. Any place.
How about the end rail?
Any place.
Oh, and Miz got his wish. He talked to it all the way and said, any place but in the hole.
Well, it's his tournament, and the balls are going to listen.
I don't know. Yeah,
I'd listen.
Fatigue is definitely setting in. When you lose control of the cue ball, the speed of the cue ball, that's a strong indication that fatigue is starting to take control.
No. But you played safe.
Yeah, but he still needs
Ooh.
2 games. You know, that was a golden opportunity.
Sure.
In the finish line was so close. And considering the position that he was in, I'm certainly sure he's well aware of how close this finish line was and how he actually foiled that opportunity.
Now Vanover with a chance to pocket the 9. Oh, cuts it in. And guess what? Kathy's got a smile. We're tied at 9 apiece.
And why shouldn't it?
The race to 11. This one isn't a sprint, it's a marathon.
Pocketing the wing ball on the break. Coming up with a shot on the 1.
Yep.
Okay, now here's the position of the 1. Here's the position of the cue ball. He will then cut the 1 into the corner, setting the cue ball 1 cushion down this route right here for position for the 2. Now he has to make sure that he doesn't stay too far to the left, because that corner pocket may come into play.
Well, you can hear the
oohs, and never a doubt
oohs,
shot.
yeah.
Now, the 3 ball is here and the 4 is here. He must draw the ball on this side of the table, or at least far enough over to where he can go from the 3 back to the 4. I don't know. He may have fallen a little bit short. Maybe not. Maybe he can draw the ball straight back.
Well, he's got a little angle. I think he could hit it on the full side, being it's in near the pocket. So I think he can draw back. Shoot it through the right side of the pocket.
Okay, now he's a little farther from the 4 than he wanted to be, but he does have a shot, and he's at the table.
Oh, and he...
That wasn't his stroke. He's
No.
been hitting things with authority. All of a sudden, he rolled one.
Exactly. He had an option there also. He could have slugged that ball and hitting it with a little below center ball going 2 cushions around the 5.
Yeah, that's not his stroke there.
Now Mizerak with his stroke to pocket the 4.
That was a great observation there, Danny. He didn't hit it with the strokes that he feels most comfortable using on a shot. Like the one he was confronted with there, and it turned out that he didn't hit it well because of that very reason. Now, this is the type of a shot that you really don't need excellent cue ball speed because of the position of both the 8 and the 9. So therefore, what happened to Mizerak, the preceding rack, doesn't figure to happen again because of the layout on the balls. And it looks like Mizerak is going to be the first player to get to the hill.
Steve Mizerak has taken a 10-9 lead. 1 game away from a championship here at the Grand Casino Biloxi.
Mizerak will have to break the balls. He must hit them squarely, which he's done. He needs a kiss off the 2. He's gotten the kiss off the 2, and now the 1's followed its way in front of the upper left-hand corner. Mizerak has a very legitimate chance to close out Vanover.
Except the 8 is funny.
Yes, it is funny.
You'd rather have the 8 out in the open now and run the balls. You don't want to have to be shooting a combination now on the 8-9 because that's a tough shot. It's tricky. He can get to the 8 easily, but he better get real good on it.
Well, he did well on the 1 and is in perfect position for the 2.
Looks like he has to go forward 2 cushions.
Yeah, I don't really like where he's gotten on the 1. I like the positioning of the cue ball down further down table. Now he's going to have to take a more of a straight-in shot on the 3 if he can.
Now he's going to have to play position for the 4 in the far corner.
See, by playing position on the 2 with the cue ball further down table, then you take the one real angle for position on the 3, which allows you to play a much easier position for the 4. He has to deal with what he has. Now let's see how well he does.
He has to try to get straight in on that 4 in the far corner, because if he does, he just has to make the 4 and stick, and he's on the 5.
I don't like going forward here, and he doesn't like going back either, so therefore...
Forward. He's got to miss the 5. 1 rail towards that corner where he's standing. He has to miss the 5 if he can.
What's he thinking about now? Because he's got over the ball a couple times and then changes.
He wants to try to get straight in on that 4 in that corner, but he has to miss the 5 coming out this way. See it?
Okay.
Tough shot. This is the whole game and match. He got straight in, like I said. Now all he has to do is stick this cue ball, and he's perfect.
If he sticks the cue ball, he's going to have to play position possibly for the side with the 7 because of the angle that he has.
It's okay. He just wants to make that 4 and have a shot at it all.
Okay, now he's going to have to do some traveling with the cue ball considering the angle that he's left himself with. So therefore, this shot becomes much more missable now.
Well, he's not going to miss this. The whole problem here is the 8 to, the 8 ball.
He's played position for the 7
No,
in the side, and now he looks like Danny is going to be forced, Pat, to play position for the 8-9 combination.
Yeah.
Now this is the position that he has. He'll pocket the 7, and then he'll go 1, 2, 3 cushions and back out right here for the 8-9 combination for the match.
Not easy. This is not easy. This 8-9 is not easy.
He's hit it a little soft. He really has
not an easy shot.
This is for the match, the 8-9 combination. Karen Mizerak looking on.
And that's exactly what he did.
$10,000 and a check for Steve Mizerak, the winner. That'll bring Karen up off her feet. The Grand Casino Biloxi Billiards Classic champion is 52-year-old Steve Mizerak. The director of guest services here at the Grand Casino Biloxi is about to make Steve Mizerak a very happy man after a very hard-fought victory in this championship round.
First of all, Steve, I want to say congratulations.
Thank you.
And second, but perhaps more important, I want to thank you for bringing your group of players here to the Grand Casino Biloxi and the Mississippi Gulf Coast. It's been a wonderful ride, and we hope you all come back and visit us again. So, to the victor, go the spoils.
Well, count it, Mr. Mizerak, $10,000. Tell us about that 11-9 victory and what it took against a very game Bob Vanover.
I love it. That's for, she wanted the ice bucket back. That's hers.